because the fucking internet, our potatoes weren't, I guess, working. Um, but yeah, so Gloria, you know,
Introduce myself.
yeah, just introduce yourself. What you like? I mean, talk. You can talk about your business. You can talk about just you. Just let people know what they want to know.
Well, my name's Gloria. I was born and raised here. Um, One of the main reasons why I'm here is to talk about a little cookie cake business I have on the side that originally started as a just a hobby since I was maybe like 12 years old. I believe I just started baking a cake for my sister for one of her birthdays. Ever since then, I just like doing it, kept doing it, and eventually, the next thing you know, I was that person in the family that just kept baking cakes or cookies. Um, my family actually said it took long enough, just because I was doing it for so long, and that's how people are making like a side hustle now, is just by having a side business. So,
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't really know much about baking. All I know is that like the one of the first jobs I had was being a dishwasher in what's that fucking university called? It's like a private school university in Marin,
Dominican?
Dominican. There
Yeah.
you go. And then there was this guy, this old veteran. He would stay baking cookies. Like he'll stay there. He'll stay there till like 12 or 1, just prepping all his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like he would get hella mad if people would come and just take his cookies without asking. He gets hella mad. And then I remember one day, like, he saw it was new, so he's like, here, like, try one. And I was like, damn, that shit was looking good. And then they were telling me he was baking there for like 10 plus years. And I was like, oh
Damn.
shit. So,
Imagine baking for that long,
yeah,
doing a lot of the same recipes all the time.
yeah. So I was like, I'm pretty sure this dude, like, he knows his shit.
Yeah.
He knew how to make his cookies.
And you have to have patience for it. Just how you were saying earlier, why it took a while to get started up. It was, you always think it's gonna sometimes go easy, or it's always gonna be the same, even though you do it 100 times over and over. But no matter what, if it's just you doing it, it's just gonna be a little bit different every time.
Yeah.
And that's the best part. It's that it's just like basically personalized every time. If you're making something, just like the episodes.
Yeah.
Each
Yeah.
topic, everything is new.
Yeah, exactly. And then as you saw, like, it took us a fucking minute
Yeah.
to
It's
to
cool.
get it.
It's how you learn,
Exactly.
how you learn to better prep.
Yeah.
Same with me. I've been doing this for since I was 12, 13, and like I said earlier, I still burn cookies. A lot of my cakes don't come out the same way, and you know, there's always room for practice
Yeah.
and just getting better. So,
Practice makes perfect.
yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, yeah, I've never personally ever tried to bake, just because I see this. It's kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
like the other day, my little brother and my uncle, they actually made pizzas together, and then I was like, wow, like, I know how to make pizza. I remember making the dough. It was like, pizza's like the easiest thing.
Yeah.
And compared to baking though, my dad used to be a baker in El
Oh,
Salvador.
damn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he used to love doing it. Him and his cousin, and he would always tell me stories like he would always wake up like at 5, 4 in the morning just to get everything ready and prepped. But like he would always use a big, huge oven, and like he literally had to like keep eye out to
Yeah.
make sure.
That's
And I
that's
was
goals
like,
one day. A big
yeah.
old oven.
So I'm like, I think that's where my dad most of his patience came from, because I was like, this dude was always, always baking, and then he loves to cook and bake as well.
Yeah, you for sure have to have like a knack for it. Because a lot of people like being in the kitchen, but baking and like cakes and pastries and all that, it's a bunch of art. But I didn't just get in it for that. I got in it too because I feel like it's very easy for a lot of businesses or local businesses here in the area to maybe invest or just look for better ways to serve their products. So one of the things that I love to tell people is that I do everything from scratch, and I do everything from scratch because one, I love it, and two, if I'm gonna be making my own business, I can literally do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I want to do is be as eco-friendly as I can, and that's basically, taking my jars to get them refilled, or buying things that just involve less plastic. Even all my materials to bake, like the measuring cups, a lot of people go to the dollar store, just buy the plastic ones there.
Yeah.
But I made sure to go online look for ones that were composable. My treat bags, my boxes, I made sure that everything, even if it has a little bit of plastic, I made sure to get the one that's the best.
Yeah.
Because it honestly doesn't really cost that much more, to
Yeah.
invest in, what you're helping in the long run, the planet Earth, everything that's going on today,
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
fires, all of that.
Yeah.
It's all caused, by the same thing as by humans. So
Yeah, that's true.
even if it's only one grain of rice out of like a million, I'm happy with knowing that my grain of rice of help is
Yeah, it's still
helping the
helping a lot.
environment.
Yeah.
And that's how everyone should think. Everyone always thinks like this piece of trash
Yeah.
isn't gonna make a difference or something like that.
Yeah.
They always think that one voice or that one thing is not gonna make a difference, but it does. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. And
Doing my
especially
part.
like here in Richmond, since we fucking Chevron's right there. So,
yeah, everywhere in Richmond.
So and then Chevron isn't doing anything at all either. Like trying to be equal friendly. Like
Yeah.
when they created that new pathway, I keep forgetting where it's.
Over there, like by the marina.
Yeah,
and-
there's just like a
Summerfeld
long
Bridge.
walkway. It's not at the marina. It's like here in Richmond.
Mhm.
Like they built a whole new way to walk and a park, and then they planted hella trees with fruits
Yeah.
and stuff. And then I thought that Chevron was gonna put a hand in or something, but I guess they didn't. It's
Mhm.
all like I forgot they told me the group or the organization that did it, and they're fucking awesome for doing that too, for trying to like put more fruits out there and stuff. Even my neighbor here that lives in the corner, like I don't know if you saw those sunflowers that he
Oh, yeah,
he
do
planted.
it.
Yeah,
It makes me just want to cut one off, but it's better
Yeah.
to leave them there. So
yeah. He on the other side, like he planted some like more like I think a tree and then some more vegetables and stuff. And then I got to talk to him a little bit when I was headed to work. And then he told me like, yeah, I'm trying to grow fruits here and
Yeah.
vegetables, so that way if people need something, they can just come to my garden and take it.
damn, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's one way to reduce homelessness.
Yeah, exactly.
And two, that's one thing that I have at home. Well, my mom has, but I try helping her every once in a while.
Mhm.
She has a big old garden. She basically has her whole ecosystem there in her garden. So many bees, so many hummingbirds, all that stuff coming out, and that's another thing that we could all be doing. It's
Yeah.
just, because everywhere that you look, there's even here in Richmond, there's so many stuff being rebuilt, all these new buildings, breaking down the trees, everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all releasing a lot of like the fossil fuels and all those chemicals and everything that's not good.
Yeah.
And by us digging it and taking out the trees, we're just basically destroying everything.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't get that. They just see it happening, but they don't. They just see it as a natural thing, because
Yeah.
that's how they made it look like now.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing to be having construction and everything.
Yeah. Like because you're an Office fan, so I don't
Yeah.
know if you follow Dwight, like
Yeah.
the actor. Like I don't know if you saw
Rainn
that.
Wilson?
Yeah, Ryan Wilson. He was he went to the North Pole to see it for himself, like what's going on.
Yeah.
And then he went right, like he was talking about it, like he went right before the pandemic, and right when he was there,
Mhm.
isolation. So he was like, he had to be isolated there for like a little while before he could travel back to home. Yeah.
For real? I did not see that.
Yeah, so he
That's
was talking
crazy.
about that. And he was saying that he felt bad because he took like a couple cars and like 2 planes to get to that destination,
Yeah.
and he was just thinking like, man, like I'm not even helping the environment right now, and I'm trying to help the environment.
Yeah.
And then and it's crazy that I feel like the government, I mean, they know what all this shit causes, and
They
and-
know.
and
No.
it's like they really, it's like how you said it. That was a good way you like you put it in perspective, like how they see us as ants in a way.
Oh, from last week's
Yeah,
episode?
yeah.
It's, it's like how I said earlier that we think that one voice or that one person, that one thing can't make a difference, and it does.
Mm-hmm.
And what we talked about last week is that we mentioned that in the movie The Bug's Life, once they realize that
Oh yeah.
even though they're smaller than the grasshoppers, but all of them just coming together, all
Yeah.
their voices put together, it makes a difference,
Yeah, it does.
And for this kind of stuff, especially for the environmental tree huggers, all
Yeah.
those type of people, aka myself, a lot of the things that you do need for sure is always support.
Oh hell yeah.
Because I have seen so many people in front of me while I'm driving, they just open their car door or their window.
And just throw something out.
I see them take out their fast food, their cups, everything, like nothing, like the street is just a piece of, it's a trash can, and they
Yeah.
just throw it there. And to me, it's just like, it doesn't cost you anything but a few more minutes to take it home in your car,
Yeah.
and throw it
And
away
throw
there.
away, yeah.
You have trash. I'm sure you have trashes at home.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
place has a freaking trash
Yeah.
can outside on the street. You don't have a trash can, go put it in your neighbor's, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's just, to me, that just kind of shows like the kind of person you are too, the kind of characteristics and personality you have. To me, if you start caring more about something other than yourself, it's
Mm.
like you're just more, you have more empathy, and, you know, you just care about everyone else.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I feel the same type of way when with people who use the carts and just leave it there at a parking spot instead of
It's-
like taking it back all the way to
Just
the
go
front.
take it back.
Yeah.
What's 5 more seconds of walking gonna do to you?
It's not gonna kill you. And then yeah, and I feel the same way. Like I remember I used to go to Grizzly Peak a lot, and Grizzly Peak used to be clean.
Yeah.
And after the years, it just
After
got
since the
dirtier,
pandemic
dirtier.
started, too.
Oof, just you just see trash everywhere now.
Yeah.
And I remember some dude. I think one time I went and I saw that some dude actually put a trash can and then a sign like "Please throw your trash here," and it's like that's cool, like he's actually trying to help out. But people, go up
They
there,
don't.
get drunk, and they just like, dude, just you know.
Honestly, even when I'm drunk, I'm still very. If anything, I'm even more strict
Yeah.
about that.
Hell yeah.
I remember my sister showed me once that she didn't want to throw away a piece of gum and like inside the tinfoil, so she decides to put it in her bag, just because I was with her and she
Yeah.
didn't want to throw it in front of me.
Yeah.
And then later she shows me, look, I forgot about it and it dried up, and now look at my purse. It's like, this is what I get for not throwing it on the floor. And I'm like, it's better on your purse than on the floor.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
sure.
because gum is freaking.
Yeah, just think about all the times you stepped on it.
Yeah.
All those, it's just things that we could just wrap in a piece of paper and throw it in a trash can. Like, how hard is it, just to have a little bit of discipline
Yeah.
and, a conscience to
Yeah.
just be conscious about everything that's going on, and just not being lazy. For
Yeah.
sure, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Being lazy.
Because I think also in Japan, like they're so strict on not being dirty. Like I saw a video that they even have fishes in their canals and their drainage.
I saw that.
Like
The water's
what?
so clean.
Yeah,
that
and
they even have fish. Yeah.
like they hate tourists because tourists go there and they think oh, it's just another place, and they try to be dirty, and then they get hell, like they look at them sideways like,
Yeah.
what are you doing here?
Which country did you say?
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah.
I even read that people love welcoming them to soccer games just because they're the only ones that basically pick up trash.
I seen that in
Yeah.
the World Cup of 2018.
Yeah.
They took pictures in the stands picking up after themselves.
That one went viral, and then it turns out that they've actually been doing that for a while now, and then people actually are happy and welcome them. That's when you know that
They care.
country, everything, it's just so simple and easy to do.
Yeah, they care, and I remember when I went to El Salvador too, and I smelled something hella nasty, and I was like, what the fuck is that smell? And then I realized that like they were just burning their garbage and burning their plastics
Yeah.
out there, and I was
Same in
like, what the
Mexico.
fuck? And I was like, what? You do that here? That's super. Like, oh, you'll fucking get a ticket or something.
Yeah, it's straight up, you're polluting the air.
Yeah, and there, I can only imagine other countries. They're probably doing something
Where
worse.
they don't even have regulations or anything like that.
Yep. And then when I worked, a couple years back, I used to drive a dump truck for a landscaping company. So a lot of times when I would get the demolition and stuff, I would have to go to Half Moon Bay to dump it. And I was like, what the hell? I've never seen this dump before. And I was shocked because what they're doing there is pretty much just piling the garbage into a mountain. And it's like, people don't know, but I've seen it. And I was just like, what the fuck? And then I don't know how to go there. And then literally just back the truck up. And they're like, they don't even, like, usually in San Rafael, if you go to the dump in San Rafael, they ask you, what do you have? Like, do you have garbage? Do you have this? And they'll separate it.
Yeah.
But there, they don't give a fuck.
They're just mix
like,
everything.
go up there, dump it. If you have concrete, just there. But whatever is mixed, you have like all green, all
Yeah.
garbage, whatever. Just it doesn't matter. And
I-
mostly like all the garbage trucks, that's where they go, to that main one.
Just because it's easier and everything too, I bet.
Yeah. And I was like shocked, and I couldn't believe that they were just making a big.
A big pile of everything.
Yeah.
It's funny. I hope my family doesn't hear this, especially my sisters, because I'm the one that kind of started enforcing it a bit more in my house. You know about recycling or separating the plastics and
Yeah.
like the produce, like the tecatas, everything, all that
Mhm.
stuff goes,
Yeah.
like in the waste bin.
Yeah, yeah,
And every time I would see plastic, we eat sour cream, they get like the plastic buckets and all that. If I would see them just mix it with the recycle or with other things that they weren't supposed to,
yeah.
I would always ask, who put this in here? It's like, this doesn't go in here. This is plastic. Just the bag for plastic is over there. Just throw it over there.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. You're doing it. My little brother, he he wants to make a garden. I'm gonna help him out. And also,
Sure.
yeah, he's also like, he made, there was a milk crate.
Yeah.
And he got the milk crate, and he's like, this will be better for recycling.
Yeah.
And then
Cut
I
it
was
in
just,
half and everything.
and he's shocking me. Like lately, he's been shocking me a lot because he's 7, but he's like already like connected into what's really going on. Like,
Yeah.
But the only thing that bothers me is he's still having a hard time like in school because online school.
Oh, I bet.
But
Well-
even on his classes, like they were talking about it too. But before months ago, before they went to summer, they were talking. He had a field trip on the what's the thing called when you are on when you have hello like webcams and they're like all looking at you.
The Zoom.
Zoom.
Like
He had a Zoom call and then they had to talk to like some environmental.
So that was like their field trip.
Yeah, that was their field trip, and I was like, okay.
The times
And then from there, yeah, that's when he wanted to make his own little
That
vegetable.
thing sparked
Yeah,
up. And,
yeah.
and honestly, that's the best thing to teach someone. It's like, if you think about it, what's wrong with teaching them about that? Or what's unhealthy about teaching them that,
Yeah, yeah.
It's better than, I mean, I'm into video games too, but for some, if a kid gets into that sort of stuff ever since they're little, it's better to encourage them doing that type of stuff instead of something else.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is that they don't always teach you everything in school. It's like they'll just tell you, oh, by driving your car, you're polluting the air.
Mhm.
If you get a lot of plastic, you're polluting the air. But it's crazy that if you actually combine all the cars in the world, like all the smoke, everything that they create,
Mhm.
the cars, trains, buses, boats, airplanes,
Yeah.
even if you combine all that together, all of them in the entire planet, it's nothing compared to how polluted the air gets with the cow's feces.
True.
The farts and everything that comes from the cows, from their poop, it's actually way worse than a car.
Oh yeah.
It's way worse than like 1,000 cars put together.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't get that even just by consuming meat, you're actually polluting the air.
Mhm.
I myself I feel like I can't become vegetarian or vegan
Yeah, it's hard.
just because, first of all, I'm like such a fat kid for cheese. I'm the type that goes to the store and I'll buy cheese and I'm taking a bite of that block of cheese. I can't
Yeah.
wait till I get home.
Yeah.
And I like milk with my cereal, things like that. And it's just so hard to live in a world where we don't have beef or any dairy products. Cheese, burgers, everything that we put, the birria, everything that tacos, everything that we eat, just has meat. But
Yep.
ever since I learned about that it's way worse to be doing that. I just try my best to put my part by not doing it a lot or consuming it a lot, even
Yeah.
if it's driving or everything. I try to take walks, all of that, and make sure I get in touch with nature. That
No.
I'm not just someone who talks about what I talk, but I am about my talk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's really hard. Like, I'm not telling people to quit plastic and don't use it completely, because it's everywhere. You go to
Yeah.
the stores, you need shampoo, plastic.
Yeah.
You need this, a gallon of milk, plastic. It's
Mhm.
everywhere.
And what's crazy too is that I feel like in the 60s and 50s, it was mostly everything was glass.
Yeah, because there was less
And
population
yeah,
too. If
and,
you think
that
about
makes
it.
sense.
yeah, and it was even their fridges. They were making them out of cast. Like I just saw, like the dude was like, "Why are the fridges from back then are better?" And
Yeah.
it was like real metal, and it's like they didn't want to use nothing plastic. They wanted to make sure that everything that you put in the fridge stayed cold.
Yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
not like right now, aluminum and all that shit. And
You're actually supposed to be going grocery shopping at least a few times a week, because they say that the the more that your food is being able to be refrigerated, the less nutrients it has. And the more nutrients it loses too by
Yeah.
being inside of plastic
Yeah.
and then being inside the fridge for that long.
Yeah, I learned that because of what's his name? Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, yeah.
I learned that because of him, and he was going off at his he's trying to remake the restaurants, I guess, help them out, get up,
Yeah.
and then he was giving
Change
them
their
a lot of
ways
shit.
and
Yeah.
everything.
At the restaurant I worked at, they're so strict on it because it's called a danger zone. Once you leave
Oh,
something
yeah.
out for a while, so you have to take it's called like a test to know everything, like a food handler's card if you're gonna work in like restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, isn't there a part in the 21 Jump Street where the guy gets surprised because the cool kids are now the ones that care about the environment and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought it was hella funny.
Yeah, and it's true too.
It's like back then people wouldn't care. But,
Yeah, and then now when like the heat wave, like this weather that's going on, like people are like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And it's exactly like.
When the hell has it ever been possible in California to have like a freaking tornado or something? Let alone a freaking fire-nado. Like,
I mean,
that shit's
yeah.
that's like stuff that you see in the freaking movies or something, And like, yeah, it's possible for it to happen, but a lot of it was caused by by humans. It's like I'm sure you've seen everywhere where it's like animals or the disease and all that type of stuff. That's not the virus. Like, what's actually the virus? It's humans.
Yeah.
Because mankind can be so ignorant, careless, especially now. I'm sure you can say that everything today is a lot more different than it was before. And it's cool to be aware now, because if you're not, you're just living every day that goes by. And
Yeah. Exactly.
to me, it's we only have this one life, and I want to make sure I want to be able to tell my grandkids one day, like, I did everything I could to help the environment. You see all these movies like the Lorax, that the trees don't exist anymore.
Oh yeah.
And that they're over here telling their grandkids, I was alive when the last tree was there.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All these movies, like The Simpsons, all that type of stuff shows you what's possible. Yeah, but
that one movie Wall-E, I was having a conversation yesterday with a friend. I'm like, I feel like they're gonna have us like in that Wall-E movie where everyone's just sitting down, controlled and stuff like that, dude.
Yeah, that's
pretty
true.
much damn near there.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like that's how crazy it's been.
Because I forgot who's also I don't know if you can search it up, but I forgot where they said this too. Like somewhere it has the cleanest air.
Like
I forgot.
country,
I think Italy has the cleanest air. I'm not sure, or that their ocean is like super clean, super healthy.
Italy also has a specific section that they called a blue area, and that means that people that live in that specific area always live to be 100 and older.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And and it's really cool because it's like, if it's true what they're saying in Italy, where it's like the cleanest air, the cleanest this, it just goes to show, how important that is.
Yeah.
Like, I have really bad allergies sometimes where like I get congested and everything.
I hate that. I have the same thing.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning and like
And right
20
away.
minutes. Yeah, like 20 minutes like being awake, I get like a runny nose.
I thought I was the
congested,
only one,
No,
but
no.
the thing is, it's like we just don't see it because it's not happening or it's not hurting us, but it's everything that we're breathing, all the Chevron air, all this pollution. That this is the side effects, and we think it's normal because we just go by it every day.
Yeah.
It becomes normal. We make it a normal thing, but it shouldn't be.
Exactly.
Oh, and it's Sweden, by the way.
Sweden?
With the
Sweden
best
is there?
yeah.
Okay.
The
But
least
it was-
polluted country, Sweden.
Wow.
With an overall score of 2.8 out of 10. You rate us, we're probably like
Super.
not
fucking-
even on the chart, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It sucks.
And I think this is the worst one here, like Bangladesh, which is by India, Pakistan.
Yeah, for
Mongolia,
sure.
yeah.
Especially, yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's always hot, pretty much. It's always hot. They're always burning something. Oil too. They're always burning oil over there. And then what's crazy too is, I don't know if you saw what's going on with the fishes in Miami, and
That they're just washing up the shore
just
dead.
a bunch of them too. And it's like, it's wild. It's a wake up call too, that people are seeing it too. Like, yeah, this is not normal. Like, of course,
It's been a wake up call, you
Yeah.
know, but for example, right now, I was seeing an article the other day. I can't remember the government's workers' names, but one of them worked for Trump, and the other one was a Democrat. And that's all you kind of really need to know.
Yeah.
So you hear the differences of how they're talking about certain things, and when it comes to like climate change and all those type of things, they just brush it off. They don't even mention it, or they don't even talk about it. But it's because to them it doesn't exist. What exists to them right now is the money that they're getting and the profit that they're making.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
if you think about it, that's really all it is about at the end. They use plastic. Why? Because it's cheaper to produce. All the companies, it's better for all of them to just be using it. They make more profit and they don't have to waste that much. But it's more expensive to use the other stuff just because hardly anyone's using it. But if everyone were to decide to start doing that and start using it, it'll become like plastic. It'll be cheaper to make at the end because everyone starts using it. It's not really that hard to switch over to certain things that can help.
Yeah, when I was working in Berkeley, I remember I ran into this family. They were all, the lady would use literally nothing but glass for everything, and then hardly a little bit of plastic. And I remember she asked us too, because we were making her, I guess, a new bathroom, and then she was saying like, yeah, like I'm trying, because we saw that her garden is just heck of vegetables, just heck of vegetables.
Imagine.
And then and then she had the same setup that you did. You know how you use your spoons are like wood and all that.
Yeah.
She had that too, and then I was like, damn, like this lady's all about it. And then and she would the newspaper. She didn't like throwing it away. She just kept stacking them. And then I don't know. I think she said she was using it from something. I just can't remember what. But I was just like, damn, this lady's like hardcore. Like.
Yeah, you could.
Like,
It's because the thing that they don't teach us is that how we can use our stuff that we already have, like our trash and everything. They don't show you how you can reuse it.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's
to
true.
us, it's like right away, it's just trash. It's just this. And my mom's garden was looking funny at first because once she learned that you could do those things where you saw like the milk carton
Oh yeah.
and all that stuff in half,
Mhm.
her garden was just looking like milk cartons with just plants hanging from them.
Oh yeah.
But then she started getting creative where it's like, you know what, I'm going to start painting them green,
Yeah.
just so they could look nice. And she started doing that, and now she loves doing it, and I'm happy to say that, like, even though my house isn't like the best at that, but they for sure have that in their mind where they should try to be mindful about how much plastic they're using.
Yeah.
Especially when you're showering,
Yeah.
don't take a 20-minute shower,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's like all these other states in this specific country still, you would think that this country, every state already has like clean water, but they really don't.
Yeah.
I heard a podcast about that. I forgot what state it's in, but that their water was just screwed up because of old buildings that they had. I guess the old water thing.
The
What
old
was it?
pipelines.
Yeah, the old
everything
pipeline.
running through
Exactly. But I forgot what was. I think in Michigan.
Yeah, it was for sure Michigan.
But it was so
Oh,
crazy
yeah,
how
Flint.
exactly how the government, even like from that area, lied to the people. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, we checked everything should be good,
Yeah,
and then people were getting sick from the tap
Yeah.
water and stuff like that.
And then even when I was a plumber, I remember a lot of people would want their house re-plumbed, like they didn't want no galvanized. And I remember that I was cutting like a part of the galvanized, and I looked in, it was so rusted, and I got sick to my stomach because I would remember sometimes I would get tap water, like I was thirsty.
Yeah.
And I remember that one time it didn't take my thirst away, it just made me more thirsty, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh.
So and then my coworker ended up telling me, he's like, yeah, you don't. This is why you don't ever drink tap water. Like even with filter, like it doesn't even do much. You see, he's like, you see that? Like water sits in there for a while. So it's like I was like shocked. And then even if you get copper, like sometimes the copper it gets like this green things
No
inside.
matter what, it's always gonna.
This is gonna be an issue. And then people can get Flex, which is like a plastic tube, but you're just gonna taste plastic.
Sadly,
yeah.
that's the thing about being overpopulated. There is way too many people that you can't even count anymore.
Yeah.
And obviously, the more people there are, the more things there have to be, homes, all this food, everything, and that's why everything has just been going up. Like, recently in the past 8 years, I think NASA has recorded like the world's hottest years. Just like I was mentioning earlier, it's like Canada lost like their last ice glacier. It's like those are things that we see in movies, like Ice
Yeah.
Age, everything, and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff is melting away, just because we're literally just burning up the planet, you know?
Here's a before and or now and before to of Antarctica.
And it's getting
of the
thinner.
Arctic. That's crazy.
And I
Every
heard
time I
too.
say it, it makes me want to cry.
Yeah,
It does.
it's crazy too, because I think they wanted to,
And this is coming from NASA, like you know,
Yeah.
so it's like you know.
and they wanted to stop. They're trying to see if they can fix it before the year 2050. That's like 30 years from now.
Yeah.
Only because I know this only because Ryan Wilson was interviewing this girl that was super like she
Way
met
more
her-
invested in it. Yeah.
and then
It wasn't the 16-year-old, was it? Because I
it
think
was like a little she's young, she's super
I think
young.
She's
she's-
Swedish too, right?
it's Greta. She's
Yeah.
from Germany.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Greta.
Yeah.
Greta. Her name is Greta,
Yeah,
and she's a 16-year-old that Donald Trump was bashing on.
yeah, yeah.
Because she was trying to call out Donald Trump on his shit about
Yeah.
not confronting like the real problem, which is climate change.
Yeah,
And dude, she's already a teenager and she's an activist
Yeah.
already trying to inform people
yep.
and making all these organizations, gathering all these people and getting support about the real problem, which I mean, I know there's more problems out there, but you know, if there's nothing else that you're in 17-year-old, see?
Yeah, see, and it's
Thunberg, that's her last name.
Oh. And he was interviewing her, and he was like, you know, she was hella in it. And he's like, one day I hope to be at your level with his knowledge, because he was shocked too, because he's like, when I went to the North Pole,
Yeah.
he's like, I saw it from my own eyes, like it's melting, and then they're saying that we gotta fix it before the year 2050, and he was like panicking, cause he's like, yo, that's 30 years. 30 years is not a lot.
Yeah.
You know, a lot has to be done. Like, they got to change the carbohydrate on planes or something like that, and then there's a lot of change they got to do, and it's wild too, because it's not like a quick fix, an easy fix.
It's not.
And they're right. That's why I find it crazy still that they want to go to Mars. It's like, if we go to Mars, we're gonna do the same
It's
shit
gonna
there.
say-
We're gonna do the same shit there, and
Just think about like I know the 2020 campaign's coming up,
well,
and a lot of people are troubled with who they should vote for.
yeah,
I'm not telling them who they should vote for, but I'm sure Trump has given you guys 100 and more reasons to not vote for
yeah.
him. And another thing is that when she came out, Greta, trying to address him and call Trump out on his bullshit for not doing anything, it's like he focuses so much when people are talking crap about him. It's like, come on, he's not a good person. Like, we all know that now,
yeah.
And it's like, here's this teenager, following her passion, trying to do all these things, trying to make the earth better, and he just calls her annoying and stupid and unknowledge because she's like a teenager.
Yeah, it's
Here we go. I think
Yeah.
This is one.
This is a tweet, yeah.
and yeah.
This is how tree huggers are looked at because they care about something other that's not money, or profit.
Yeah, and they're also talking about how if they make vaccines for the COVID, that they were gonna try. I'm pretty sure they are gonna try to profit off of it.
Okay. If you go back on the other one, like when zoomed out,
Oh, yeah.
it says, so ridiculous. Greta must work on her anger management problem. Then go to a good old fashioned movie with a friend. Chill, Greta, chill. Like,
That's our president.
That's our president, the clown, or Marco said, the orange Cheeto,
orange Cheeto.
and it's wild. And I was talking to this guy and his sister, where I said, like, I saw a quote that said, voting isn't a marriage, it's just, you are just pretty much getting on the bus that's closest to home, and that's true. A lot of people, that's why they don't want to vote, because they're like, they're both bad. It's like, right now, all you can do is just, we got to take them out. I don't even care at this point.
Yeah,
And
it's...
because it's really bad, and it's wild to me that I'm living, and not only me but everybody are seeing that our president is really a clown and a joke.
Yeah, and then there's some people, even from here that we know, that went to Richmond High and everything, that they support him or they're not with the movement, you know?
Yeah.
And the movement at this point, you know, climate change, Black Lives Matters, everything, save our children, all that at some point, it all just comes down to good versus evil.
Yeah.
You know, it's just about either you're a good person or you're a bad person. And it's
Yeah.
like you're either doing your part or you're just
Like
idly
doing
just
the- yeah.
living by, not caring, not
Yeah.
doing anything, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why to me it's like if I'm not doing anything else, like this is the least I could do at this
Exactly.
point. You know,
And
it's not that hard either. Just being a little bit disciplined. That's all it takes. Just
mhm.
you know, let me not throw this piece of trash on the floor.
Yeah.
I'll just wait till I get home.
Yeah, yeah.
You already have it in your car.
Yeah.
What's the worst part about waiting 5-10 more minutes for you to drive home with it and then throw it away there?
Yeah, you don't
How
have to-
hard is that?
Yeah. And I remember when there was a day that a crew had to come into a project that at my job where we were working at.
Mm.
A crew had to come and build a wall, a concrete wall, and it was like at least 15 plus people working, and they all were drinking water because it was hot. But my foreman was so pissed because all these fools, as soon as they finished the water bottle, they just threw it on the ground. And it was just scattered, and he was
Please
so
don't tell me that.
pissed.
Because
Yeah,
even just
no,
hearing it,
yeah.
I'm not
And then
kidding.
even I was mad because I couldn't believe it. And then he was like, get a bag. He's like,
He made
get
you
one of
pick
those
him
fork it. One of the he's like, don't touch it because you don't know, like
Yeah,
you can
of
get
course.
COVID from them or something. So I had to like with a forklift just stab everything and just put it in the bag. And then, but he was pissed. I was pissed. Even the homeowners were mad, and they
Even just-
complained. They complained to their boss like, yo, like all your workers, they did a good job, but
Do you carry canteen at work?
yeah.
Oh.
Even just you telling me right now, just picturing like all these workers like just drinking water, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, just throwing it on the floor.
Mhm,
It,
yeah.
it really does just upset me. I don't know why it boils my blood
Oh, when
so
people
much.
drink beers too, dude, like they may be out.
Oh,
in-
yeah.
Like sometimes like having
At
neighbors.
Crystal Peak,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
Neighbors, like you see the Corona bottles right there in front of the house.
Nothing pisses me off more than going to like your favorite spot with a dope view, and then you just see trash. It's like it irks you. It irks me like
It does.
really,
It
motherfuckers.
does.
And it's usually I feel like super young teenagers that just don't give a fuck. You know, some of them don't give a fuck.
Even grown ass people.
Yeah,
Oh,
already
yeah. Some
over their
yeah,
30s.
they think
They're just there hanging out with friends. They're laughing. You know, just picture drunk people having fun. They don't care about anything else but drinking and having fun at that moment.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
why it's so easy for them to just throw it on the floor.
you know.
It's like, I was so happy that in a way that the pandemic started, just because if you started seeing all the first articles at the beginning
Mhm.
about how in Venice, Italy, they were already like dolphins and all these other animals coming out into their canal, like some animals that haven't been there in like over 20
Yeah.
years because of how polluted it was. And all it took was for humans just to like took a break, you know, to like take a break.
Oh, yeah,
And then they started coming back out, and things started
Mhm.
going back to normal.
Yeah, I think here in Cali, like here in the Bay too, they saw more whales.
Yeah, everything.
yeah.
Even the temperature of, you know, global warming, it even paused, and it even went down, and they even said that there was probably going to be a change.
Mm,
But then, you know, things weren't
yeah.
really taken care of the right way, and it
Yeah.
just went back to shit again.
What do you
Yeah.
think about this? Trash Island.
Oof.
There's already islands forming that are just made out of plastic.
Oof.
And it's crazy that there's already so many fish that if you start eating them, they're already dead, or
Yeah.
you can find like the microplastics inside
Yeah,
of them.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah. It's bad. I
Like-
mean,
Another good movie to watch too is Happy Feet.
oh yeah,
because,
I saw
dude,
that.
Happy
It has
Feet,
a big, like a deep
they
message.
show like the real
Yeah.
facts in
yeah,
there about how they're taking all these fish,
Like-
throwing all this trash.
yeah. I remember when I first saw that movie, I was like, oh, it's about penguins dancing. Psych.
Nope.
like,
It's
that's
about
what
you
you
gotta get
thought.
your
Yeah.
you gotta get your shit together.
yeah, like this is going on right now. Like penguins can be extinct. Like even polar bears,
Dude,
and it's sad.
all these pictures of like all these starving, skinny polar bears.
It's yeah, it is sad and it's crazy, and what bothers me too is like a lot of people like throwing in the ground is one thing, but in the ocean,
Yeah, that's shitty, dude.
Dude, all these rivers, all these
Yeah,
beaches
like,
that have all this plastic, it's like,
Yeah, that's worse because to clean it up out of the ocean is a lot harder.
It's like, how is no one there to like
Yeah.
slap the
Yeah. Yeah.
slap some sense into them? Like,
Yep.
what are you like? How ignorant do you have to be that careless? You know,
Yep.
it's like they know it's damaging the earth, you know, but they just don't care.
Yeah.
That's all it is. They're lazy and they just don't care.
No, that's very true. And then I remember when I saw a YouTube video or a video, the turtle with the straw in his nose.
That was so painful.
I was like, pobrecito. And then I was
When
like,
they're
I
pulling
hate,
it
yeah.
out,
And
the
then ever
blood.
since then, I was like, never in my life ever throw straws anywhere, just because of that, you know.
That's why I don't use them anymore.
Yeah, I
I
saw
bought
that.
the metal ones on
yeah, yeah.
Amazon,
That's
so-
what I'm gonna do soon too.
I bought some bamboo ones for
Oh,
at,
nice.
What?
at
That's dope.
IKEA. It's like $5 for like 6 of them.
What? That's jug.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made bamboo ones. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
Imagine
'cause-
just carrying them. They're way better.
yeah,
It's
way
like,
better.
I have my little backpack, my little purse. I
Mhm.
just carry 1 or 2 in there and make sure I rinse them.
That's how I
you
did it
know?
at work. It came with a little like clip-on thing, and you just take it off and.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
see, that's
like-
dope.
Yeah.
I gotta.
And it's better for your teeth too, cause like if you drink coffee or soda, it doesn't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
it doesn't
certain stuff,
manchas.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, you see those little things and you realize like how hard is it to just adjust to these new habits, you know?
Mhm.
Just carrying a straw with you. How hard is that?
Yeah. It's not. I think that's why it's crazy how people are wearing fanny packs now. Even dudes are wearing fanny packs now, and it's like there's no excuse now, and it's still crazy to me that there's people that really think global warming is a lie. You know,
It's
they
because
think
they don't
that
even know what it is.
yeah.
They just hear global warming.
There was an article I just saw, like when I was looking for articles we could talk about. I saw one and it irked me because it talks pretty much about how global warming's natural. What the fuck? What do you mean? And then
Who
like
comes
this
up with this?
yeah, and
Who
then I'm
comes
just
up
like,
with this?
how is this natural? Like, dude, this is not natural. You know, like I get it. You know, there hasn't been an ice age in a minute, but it's like, does that have to happen again? Like, I don't think.
It's like you can avoid. It's like I kind of get what they're coming from. It's like that's where people can come in and say, well, that's what happens with the new world. You know, that's
Mhm.
what happens with the modern world is that you started creating all these easier and better things, aka plastic. You
Yeah.
know, instant coffee, Starbucks. You know, I mean, they are doing better at giving like paper straws and like those lids that don't require straws.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still all these other companies that they have the money, they can make
Yeah.
a complete change and everything, and
Yeah,
they don't.
of course, hell yeah. That's why IKEA. I feel like IKEA, when they first started doing the little food things, like everything was disposable, right? Or
Yeah,
their cups and everything.
that and they plan to go completely plastic free by 2030.
Yeah, see, that's
And-
fucking dope.
And it's like even if it takes that long, it's like it's in their plans.
Mhm.
It's like they're making people understand that it's gonna take some time to adjust,
Yeah,
but that it's gonna happen.
yeah.
And that's the way
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. There's just so many people that you just can't avoid not using plastic.
Yeah,
But the least you could do is do your best to not use it as much.
yeah.
Basically.
Hell yeah, and that's why now they're Teslas, Priuses, and they're trying to make a new way to make more energy efficient.
Because that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
but it's not
Yeah.
convenient for the modern world.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing. So
Like a lot of people are talking shit about Teslas and talking shit about the hybrids, but I feel like those are the best solutions that they
Yeah.
can have.
especially so many guys that are like into cars and everything.
Oh
you know, they always talk shit about the Priuses.
yeah. That's me, to be honest. I'm being straight up, but I mean at the same time, like they are doing good things,
Yeah.
and
They
And-
just think they're privileged
Yeah.
when they're on the road, but
Yeah,
other
yeah.
than that, they're good for the environment.
exactly they are. The Leaf too, the Nissan Leafs and all that. Also, what else I was gonna talk about? Besides what's going on right now, or did you have a video to show us?
It's this one, which is kind of
The time lapse.
It's a time lapse. I feel like it's just crazy how it shows.
I mean,
Really?
Yeah, like it's like kind of like the. Then let me see. This is 1984, 2016.
Holy shit!
That's 1982. And you
all these natural disasters and everything, they are natural disasters,
Mm.
but a lot of the times, most of the time, it's because we're causing it
Yeah,
by
yeah.
making the earth hotter.
Yep.
Because it's like what people don't get what global warming is. It's about that layer that we have around the earth protecting us from the sun, you know,
Mhm.
so we won't get completely burnt. But since we're just polluting it so much and destroying it so much, we're just making
Yeah.
a hole in it, and the earth is just heating up. And look at what's happening.
Look at that fucking A. That's
And this is
scary.
2016. This time lapse ends at 2016.
So yeah, Ryan. That's why Ryan Wilson was freaking out because he says that when he landed there, he was like, "What the fuck?"
What the hell is? I
Yeah.
expected all of this ice.
Yeah,
and everything.
and then
Look
he
at
was like,
this.
"This shit is real. This shit is not like something that's just gonna get over anytime soon."
Mhm.
So it's wild. It's wild that it's getting that fucking. It's scary too.
And this 2016. Imagine
2016,
now,
4 years
exactly.
later.
Like,
And then shit got worse, you know, since
yeah,
4 years
fucking-
ago. And one of the crazy thing to me too is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, he's.
We all
man,
know
shout
him.
out to
Titanic,
him, too,
all
yeah.
these other movies.
He's
He's
really
fucking
doing-
famous.
He's
no
doing
matter
big,
what.
Yeah. Yeah,
And we
yeah.
all wanted him to get his freaking Oscar.
Yeah, and
Everything,
he
right?
did finally, yeah.
The
And-
one he finally wins his Oscar. This guy that everyone is like, he fucking everyone knows the movie Titanic. This
Yeah.
guy needs a fucking Oscar by now.
Yeah.
He finally gets his Oscar, and what's the one thing he chooses to talk about, dude?
Global
Oh.
warming.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And
I don't
he
know
could
that.
be retired, vacationing, doing all this shit, spending all his fucking billions,
Mhm.
and what's he doing with it? Creating a company that's called, I think, Earth Allegiance,
Yeah.
to just fucking help the environment.
Yeah. Him and also the guy that played the Joker. I keep forgetting his name. But him too. He went to a slaughterhouse, and he was
And
talking.
he saved.
Yeah, he saved the cow,
yes,
and he
yes.
was
I
he was
saw that.
arguing with the dude. He was like, "We killed him," and he's like, "No, you slaughtered them," and he's like, "No, we killed him," and he's like, "No,
No, you slaughtered
yeah,
them,
like
yeah.
there's a difference, and he was trying to tell him like, this is not a healthy way to do things, and shout outs to him, yeah, he's also trying to get more involved, and it's we need more people like
Joaquin Phoenix. There you go.
Joaquin Phoenix. There you go, yeah, yeah, that dude, like he actually, can you play the
Yeah, I'm
fucking
sure.
I saw that though. I saw that, and honestly, once, even if it's just that one little gesture, with celebrities and things like that,
Mhm.
I just start having more respect for them, and you start admiring them more because
Yeah.
it's like
You're actually
they're not
trying to
just
do,
caring. Yeah, they're not just caring about their fame and money.
exactly.
You know?
They're actually
They're
trying to
putting-
help out.
Exactly.
Wait, off topic, but why didn't he win? Me not knowing, why didn't he win a Grammy for Titanic? I mean,
An Oscar.
an Oscar for
No,
Titanic.
We
he
don't
was
know.
yeah, he was
Wait,
just
did-
upcoming,
He would get
which is
nominated
wait,
so
yeah.
many times.
So
He
that
kept-
year,
yeah.
so that year, the Titanic, was there a better movie than that, or did the girl that was in Titanic probably ended up winning that one?
honestly,
We don't know,
I don't
but
know.
all I know
I have
is
to look
that
into it.
That's
they were
crazy.
even making memes about the bear in that
The-
one movie he
yeah,
came
yeah,
out with.
Revenant.
In with the bear.
oh,
What's
yeah.
the name?
Revenant.
That even the bear was winning an Oscar. Not
yeah,
even.
yeah, because the bear just
he's getting
Yeah.
trolled all the time.
That was.
Yeah.
I only saw that scene.
Which-
and
which, yeah, the Revenant, yeah.
Of the tireless efforts of an unbelievable cast
he
and
talks
crew
about the
I
snow.
got to work
Yeah, yeah.
alongside. First off, to my brother in this endeavor, Mr. Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Tom, your fierce talent on screen can only be surpassed by your friendship off screen to Mr. Alejandro Inarritu. As the history of cinema unfolds, you have forged your way into history these past 2 years. What an unbelievable talent you are. Thank you to you and Chivo for creating a transcendent cinematic experience for all of us. Thank you to everybody at Fox and New Regency, in particular on Milshon. You were the champion of this endeavor. My entire team. I have to thank everyone from the very onset of my career, Mr. Caton Jones, for casting me in my first film, Mr. Scorsese, for teaching me so much about the cinematic art form, to Mr. Rick Yorn. Thank you to my parents. None of this, and to my friends, I love
Could
think
you
we
pause
passed
it
it.
really quick?
you. And last,
It's crazy how he even finds a way to use this movie to relate to the global warming, because you know how it had to do with the snow.
Snow, yeah.
Yeah,
dang.
that's what he
Yeah.
goes into.
Yeah.
It's like he finally won it, and then he uses it while we were filming this. This is what we realized, and that's when he goes more into it. Like,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
you know, that's
He just
so
that
cool
shows
to me.
you how humble he is and how
Yeah,
like yo
exactly.
like.
I just want to say that the natural world, a world that we
There we go.
Covenant was about man's relationship to the natural world, a world that we collectively felt in 2015 as the hottest year in recorded history. Our production
And now that's today.
the southern
Everybody's
tip of
like,
this
"Oh,
planet
shit."
just to be
Everybody
able
got
to find
serious.
Snow. Climate change is real. It is happening right now. It is the
Hey.
most urgent threat facing our entire species. And we need to work collectively together and stop procrastinating. We need to support leaders around the world who
What
do
did I
not
say
speak
earlier?
for
That's what
the
you
big
need.
polluters
Yeah.
or big corporations, but who speak for all of humanity, for the indigenous people of the world, for the billions and billions of underprivileged people who will be
Joe
most
Biden's
affected
right
by
there.
this.
The
For our
natives.
children's
Yeah.
That's what
children,
that's
for
what they're
those
all
people
about.
out
Yep.
there
And
whose voices have been drowned out
and the
by the
Amazons, the
politics
fire,
of greed.
everything going on
I
right
thank you
now.
all
Yep.
for this amazing award tonight. Let us not take this planet for granted. I do not take tonight for
I
granted.
wanna
Thank
go
you
Yeah.
so
back.
much.
But yeah,
It's just-
it's true.
It's like how much. Think about it. You have all that fucking money. You're that famous. You've been in this many movies. You can get any woman, any girl,
Yeah.
anything you want,
Yeah.
and that's your main concern.
Yep.
It's like how aware or open-minded do you have to
Yeah.
be about the real problem? You know,
Yeah. And then that's why also with that Down to Earth with Zac Efron when he made that.
dude,
documentary.
that's where I learned
Yeah.
a lot of things from.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a lot. Well, there's not a lot of them, but a few actors really want to get involved in. Like they really do care about the environment, and they really do try to change. And it's crazy to me because like they don't really publicly talk about it like that, except
'Cause
John.
it's not cool.
Yeah, but it's just it's wild as well. Like that there is people out there that they know that they have to do something about it. Imagine not him, but imagine somebody who probably has the same power and money as him, but just don't give a fuck.
They have these platforms to
Yeah.
speak out, and I don't blame them. You get so caught up in the money and the fame, but and that's why to me I'm like so amazed by him, because it's like for you to snap out of that reality where you have all this fame and all this money, but you're just putting it to better use.
Yeah.
But that's what's awesome,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what makes you look at this person and
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys know this too, but Johnny Depp is another one that's never won an Oscar.
Really?
Yeah, never. He's another one, and then they're saying that he's next. Like it's crazy how he's not won an Oscar.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp is like, he's up there,
Yeah.
one of the legends
He
in
used
acting.
to be like my high school crush, so
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
And then also like, R.I.P. to the guy who played Black Panther. My brain's just going fart right now. I can't remember his
Wait,
name.
I got a question off topic, but because Gil mentioned this, we're riding one day, and a Avenged Sevenfold song plays. I'm like, I really like Avenged Sevenfold.
Same.
And then he told me, oh yeah, Gloria put me on. I'm like, oh, she has good taste in music. So
I've seen him like 4 times.
So
Oh shit.
favorite top 3 favorite bands, like rock, like
Me?
Yeah, what are your top 3 favorite rock bands or metal or whatever you want to put it? Or how metal are we talking about?
How okay.
Metal.
Uh,
Honestly,
or hardcore rock or
All That Remains is one of my.
Oh, dude, damn, that was
dude,
like
they had
2009, 2002.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how
You could tell this guy.
Yeah.
Like, those-
that's how far back
fucking
I
prime.
went into like rock and metal music.
Nice. Wait,
I
what
know-
got you into listening to rock music?
Well, my dad's a musician.
Oh, nice. What does he play?
He just Spanish music, but
Like,
he's
does he-
always been the
does he
main
play instrument?
singer.
Is he- oh,
He's
okay.
learned to play a lot of instruments, but
Okay,
his
cool.
number one is his voice.
Oh, nice.
I
That's
think
dope.
that's why I consider myself a good singer in the shower, but
Yeah.
but I just always been into, I don't know, to me just being open about music too. I feel like music can make you so happy,
That's
Alright.
true.
and we're just open to way more music, to anything that can just make you feel some type of way or in a good
Yeah.
mood. You know, like today. Bullet for My Valentine, I know it's like,
Oh.
they're so known,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's one of the first bands that I started listening to.
And just randomly, or was it because of a friend, or?
Probably a little bit of both. Maybe. I can't really remember, but I performed a few times just guitar. I tried singing, but I was too shy, so I I just thought I'll just listen to music instead of trying to do something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, cause like for me, the first time I ever was like introduced to metal or I guess heavy rock, whatever you want to call it. MTV used to have this show called MTV Headbangers Ball, which it was like an hour of straight metal. And out of
Oh, yeah,
nowhere,
I
I
remember
turn it
that.
on and I see this Slipknot video, which is called Duality, and it just the guitar just changed like everything about like
About,
it
me,
About
hit me.
yourself.
Like it just like it was
Yeah,
like I got hit with this,
Yeah.
and then I started listening to like Megadeth, Metallica, Linkin Park, and then like all these bands
Yeah.
came. But the one that topped it off my high school year was probably Bring Me the Horizon. Like I became such a fanboy. You know, I saw him at the Warped Tour 2009, but it changed
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Like dressing style. I remember back then and everything. You know.
That's true.
You want to know what's so funny? I shit you not. I was just talking to Gil about Bring Me the Horizon
Oh no way.
the other day, and then I asked him. I was like, wait, no wait. I think I said asking Alex.
Oh,
Alexandria.
So
Oh,
they
yeah, he
kind of
loves
they
Slipknot.
so they're all British.
Ooh, fireworks.
So they came in at the right time when I was into all this. So it was like asking Alexandra, Bring Me the Horizon, Bullet for My Valentine. So many bands just came, you know.
I could do some screamo, honestly, like
Oh,
Bullet
yeah.
for My Valentine.
Yeah.
But if it's just that, like I know the instruments could be good, but me personally, it always comes down to the lyrics too.
Mm.
Like I'm
Oh,
like
hell
a
yeah.
lyric person too, so that's how I get more into it when I
Yeah.
can like
Oh,
relate
no,
to it.
Relate to the hell yeah.
My favorite Avenged Sevenfold that one was the critically acclaimed one. That one just like because it still had the rap and stuff like that.
Oh,
And then Nightmare.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. I also the Nightmare one was badass.
Dude, the
right?
Nightmare one was
Yeah.
for sure like their fucking best
Yeah.
one.
I'm ready to know how to play a song, like 2 songs, cause Daniel,
Uh-huh.
we had a band together and stuff like that. He
Oh,
really liked,
shit,
he
that's
liked
so
Avenged
cool.
Sevenfold, so he actually like try to scream and he actually get it right and stuff like that. So it was good times, but I mean I still go back and listen to all of it like from those albums, even like their early albums and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
you know, but that's cool because it was just hella random. Like, oh dude, I'm like. I knew Gil likes like it didn't remember and stuff like that, but when he put that Avenged Sevenfold, he's like, "Oh yeah, Glory from Man." I was like, "Oh shit."
Which song was it from Avenged Sevenfold?
It was one from like their Nightmare album.
It wasn't Gunslinger, was it? Because Gunslinger's like my number one.
I
favorite.
think maybe could have been. I don't remember, but I knew it was Avenged Sevenfold just because of the voice. You know?
Oh, yeah. You just know the shadows.
Yeah,
I've been trying to put Gil on a Metallica too. He's
I
told
tried.
He's like, I just not catching it, and I was like, really? How, bro? How? Like for me, like Metallica for me is the one. Like
Yeah, I know they're like so popular and everything
Yeah.
for a reason. You
I
know,
gotta
but
see them before like I pass.
truthfully, like the way that I've always been, I never really liked following what's popular.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
For
Yeah.
some reason, it's funny because like Gil says this, and he might even say that I'm copying what he's saying.
Uh-huh.
But I've always felt this way. Like when people overhype something, you know, like people, celebrities and all that, like
Yeah.
Beyonce or
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these. To me, it's like like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I know they're good looking, I know they're good and they're talented, but they're whatever to me, you know.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But so when it comes to music and things like that, I've just always kind of liked going my own way, and you know, I know there's a lot of people that could be into rock, but at the same time in this area, there's not
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of people
No,
into that.
my
so.
sister would be like, "How can you go to sleep with that?" Like.
Yeah,
Bring
you
Horizon,
would've- you
Bring
would've.
Horizon's Heavy's album. I used to go to sleep with that. Like they're all like screaming, like talking about this and that. And I was just gonna knock out like that.
When I lived behind 7-Eleven at the house,
Mm.
I remember I put my headphones on. I was listening to what's that band called? Under Oath.
Oh, Under Oath.
And
yeah.
then they were just screaming. But as soon as they started screaming, earthquake. So my heart dropped. My heart dropped.
Really?
My heart dropped, and I was like, "Oh, it's an earthquake!" But I was freaking out. I was freaking out. I thought
Imagine
the world was
listening
in.
to a song that heavy, and then all of a sudden you
It
just
must
Yeah.
be, it was probably the breakdown.
I was ready to jump out the window. Like, oh, I was scared. I was like, "Holy shit!" That scared the fuck out of me.
What was the last concert you went to before all this happened?
I think it was Bad Bunny,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
and
yeah.
that's when Gil told you guys that story about me.
Well, I don't think you heard it, but yeah.
About me ended up in medical.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit.
Because you guys got pretty, or you got pretty like hammered. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just got sick, and to the medical people, they were like,
Oh,
"Oh,
you're
this
hammered.
person's like
Yeah.
getting sick, so let me help them. I gotta take him here."
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, once I was up there, I was like, I know where I am. I know who's the president. You know, like the
yeah,
conscious
yeah,
questions.
yeah.
And I was like, here's a picture of my row and my seat. Like
Right.
my signal's not working. Call
Damn.
him.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's probably the last concert
Wait,
I went
last
to.
rock concert. That's what I actually meant to ask.
Oh, last rock
Yeah.
concert?
Mm.
Cage the Elephant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're alternative
Yeah,
slash
yeah, yeah.
rock,
Yeah,
but it was the summer that I first started talking to Gil, and then I had like no friends that were like down to go,
Mhm.
and then Gil, trying to make me fall in love with him and everything. He was like, I'll go with you, and he went with me, and
What
I
a
ended
guy.
up having like a fun ass time, and
Well,
he didn't
that's
even
dope.
know the music.
yeah.
You know?
See,
It's just
I mean, but honestly, that's hella cool. Like, there's friends that will just be down to go and listen
yeah,
to
they
it. And
have
they-
a good
yeah,
time,
yeah.
just live music.
And next thing you know, they end up liking them and stuff like that.
Get
you know?
more into
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that always happens. That's always the case.
I wasn't into like super heavy stuff until I met Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't into like that much screamo, but I was like at the edge, and then he just showed me Bring the Horizon, and then that just opened the door to like
Yeah.
Other
that always
bands
nice.
as well.
You know what's
So
fun?
for you, it was Bring You the
Yeah.
Horizon.
yeah,
And
because
to me, I was like, I thought they were like the heaviest thing, and then like
There
I
was
met other
heavier.
friends, and then they got me into other kind of metal. I'm like, holy shit! And I play guitar, so like I'm like,
oh yeah, and
Oh,
then
you
that's
do?
when he
Oh, shit.
I was there, yeah, when he started learning guitar too
oh
around
yeah,
that time.
I don't know.
and-
I started playing bass first,
Yeah.
but then I'm like, I want to learn how to play like do riffs and stuff like that. So yeah, that's
It's
how.
funny because one of my lifelong dreams is to be in a band.
Oh really?
Oh okay, yeah.
There you
I
go.
always wanted to be in a band.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Shout
FYI,
out
I
to
don't-
Controla. Like I'll be a bassist
Oh,
one
if you
day.
didn't notice, I tried teaching Gil, not throwing anything, but I tried teaching Gil how to play guitar. I mean, it was working, but you know, because
Shit happens.
yeah, he has a guitar though. He has a nice acoustic
Dude,
guitar.
that navy blue one?
Yeah, the blue one. Yeah. I'm like, dude, it's so. I'm like, I think I already told him like, let me buy it off of you, dude.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
time
yeah.
I go to his house, it's like I see it there and I'm like, damn, that's such a beautiful guitar.
It really is. I'm like, it's a nice avenue. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, I mean, I was playing guitar too for a while,
Yeah.
acoustic. I performed a couple times, but it was at a Mexican place.
Oh really?
Like, I
Oh,
was
that's-
mostly like learning like the basic stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I learned how to play like Las Mañanitas and like
Oh,
other songs
yeah,
like
that's
that.
cool.
yeah,
But high school, you grow up, friends,
yeah.
drugs, all good.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
kidding.
I tried learning. He knows I tried a little bit, but I don't know. Me and
You need to
instruments, it's just I don't know. Like
You know what also I thought was really cool when I was younger. Watching the movie, the Selena movie. That her dude was like like heavy metal dude and he's
Oh,
playing guitar.
shit. I
You know, in
didn't
the
know that.
movie.
Yeah.
So that kind of was like, oh, dude, like just the style, like like I used to wear those fucking belts with the little
spikes.
the spikes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. What do you call it?
Oh.
Like the. Always,
I don't know.
I forgot what they're
yeah,
called,
but I
but
used to wear like stuff like that. And,
we used
like,
to put them on our
they-
hats.
You
Things
know,
here and stuff like that. And
I
then
think
I
Hershey
remember
had
my
the
mom would be
little
like,
horns.
I'll pay you $20 to take all that shit off your arm and stuff like that.
dude, I used to shave the side of my head.
Oh really?
And I had the septum piercing, I had the bar piercing, and when I would shave the side of my head, I used to like dye it like a certain color. So you would just see like a big old red patch here, and you would
Oh.
just see my hair.
Dude, look, I'm gonna show you a picture. This is
I
like,
used to wear like
we're talking about
guy
even more than
t-shirts from like Zoomies,
Oh,
like
shit.
Obey shirts and everything.
Yeah,
I would wear cargo
Hot
shorts
Topic and
everything.
Zoom.
Yeah,
Used to be the place.
What's crazy is that I didn't have no type of fashion.
I didn't really either.
As a kid, like in high school, I would just wear a black hoodie, jeans, and then I think I
Shoes.
was wearing, I don't know what type of shoes. I can't remember if they were Chucks, or Vans. I can't remember. But that's what I would wear
That's your
every day
style,
to school
yeah.
until like my senior year. I started just changing up,
Changing it up.
and
You
yeah,
start hanging out with me.
yeah, and then
I feel like I had a little cool style back in when I was a senior and stuff like
I
that.
think we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was and I actually had like the hair. I'm trying to show you a picture, but I feel like I can't
the
find one.
MySpace pictures.
Yeah, like,
I deleted my MySpace and I kind of regret it because I want to laugh at myself sometimes.
Dude, every time I see this picture, I laugh at myself.
So-
and I'm showing my kids. I'm like, dude, this is me, dude. Like, a couple years ago, a couple puns away too.
Yeah, yeah, and I remember though, like those days were cool because I would hella interact with the music too. What they were saying.
That was
You would be
weird.
wearing that shirt too.
Yeah,
That
and the
shirt.
shirt. And the shirt. And you know
The
what? that-
famous
that-
shirt.
I believe that's Gabe on the back put in the
No, that's
that no
Boy
or
Hershey.
Hershey or is that Hershey?
Is it?
No, I think that was you. Like he was putting
Oh,
like the
that
little,
is
the little.
the Vans. I had the Vans shirt that I got from LA.
Dude,
yeah.
that was me, dude. Kate, and then I remember showed it to my dad. And I was like, "What?" The? But I had a girlfriend at the moment, so I'm like, my dad's Latino. Dad.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
he's like, "Okay, I know you're."
You know,
You know.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, I look at him like, damn, that was really me back then, dude. But To this day, I still love metal and never
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah, me too. That's why I wanted to go to that symphony with Metallica, and then they just came out with an album, so I listened to the whole album, and I was like, oh my fucking god,
Probably how fucking good.
that shit was amazing. And that, I don't think that much metal bands have ever done that, where they had a symphony playing their songs too, and it's like,
But to me, the thing is now it's like seeing Metallica. It feels like you're paying for so much. Like it's not gonna feel metal.
Just
It's
popular.
not,
Because
yeah.
it's gonna feel like it's gonna be like a person that have money and they're gonna get the best seats.
Yeah.
If you really want to go see them, go to like a festival in Sacramento. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Monster-
That's
Aftershock.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I want to go to
That's-
Aftershock.
Like them, if they were gonna play that show,
yeah, they
dude,
were.
we're talking about real
but
people.
Who knows if
actually,
they're gonna go?
Exactly, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta go to a festival. I think. Did you ever go to a Band's Warped Tour?
Where?
To Band's Warped Tour?
I know. I never had friends that were down to go.
Oh, dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I always thought about
That's
going
crazy.
by myself, and then when I did decide to go by myself, it was just like less concerts started coming up.
No, yeah, they used to have the one right there by the pier, and then they moved to Mountain View. But I think that's the
Yeah.
closest they came to
Oh,
having
yeah.
it to by the pier.
Yeah. I
That's
know a lot of
true.
bands that were in that. I just never really went.
Mm,
The only other person that would be down to go was my little sister,
mm-hmm.
my younger sister, but because she had like friends that actually listened to that type
Oh,
of music,
okay.
then they were down.
Mhm.
But since we were like years apart, it was just didn't go.
Yeah. I was saying to him last weekend that the first band ever that I ever heard is Blink-182.
No way.
Yeah, and that's why like the other day I was realizing like I can sing all their songs like word to word, like, or try to, but I would almost get them. But any other songs like I only know bits and pieces. But for Blink-182,
For
like
some reason, that one.
I would wake up to it, sleep to it, and I remember that I watched this movie that had a song in it. It was like a movie where they can like control time with their watch. It was a dope movie.
Oh,
And-
Justin Timberlake.
I'm not sure. No.
Was it the one with the guy from 500 Summer?
I think maybe.
But like good movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
but he was
yeah.
a kid. He was a kid.
Oh, never mind. Oh,
So I don't know. But it was I liked that movie. And then yeah, I just started listening to that, and I remember that in middle school I found out about Linkin Park. And then
Damn.
and it was only the two bands I would like switch back and forth.
Back
was,
and forth.
Yeah, Blink-182, Linkin Park, and then I met this guy, and he just
I'm pretty sure Blink-182 was a rock band that was part of everyone's life
Oh,
at some
definitely.
point.
Yeah, hell
It just
yeah.
had the
Emo
music.
stage, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was good old days that I can never forget. Middle school was torture, but I liked the music. High school, obviously, I got into more, knowing like rock bands.
Middle
and-
school was into like fucking Good Charlotte and stuff like that.
Good
Like
Charlotte.
I was like punk rock, and then I feel like
In
Dark
middle
High
school, I
was
was
like,
still listening to Disney radio, dude. like, and I thought that was like good hits.
Good hits. I was listening to Simple Plan.
oh
yeah,
Good
see,
Charlotte,
and
Simple
Sum
Plan.
41.
Nickelback, dude,
Yeah.
Sum 41.
Yeah.
Nickelback. What
Who was
else?
thank only they had that one
Hoobastank.
song.
Oh yeah, like a couple. Yeah, I know. what you're talking
what's
about.
other
The
band?
Red Parachute, Maroon 5,
Oh, Maroon 5 was a shit.
Nirvana. I got into Nirvana.
Yeah, it's so funny because I saw this video once of like someone playing a Nirvana song, and they're asking this girl that's
Oh, yeah,
wearing
who's
a
this? Yeah,
Nirvana
yeah.
T-shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're like, "Who is this? Who's playing?" And she's wearing a Nirvana T-shirt, and just with her face straight up, she's like, "I don't know. Who is this? Like, you don't know who this is?" She's like, "No." Then why are you wearing their T-shirt? That's sad.
I think
That's
Jim,
what's sad to me.
I think Jimmy
Yeah.
Kimmel, late night show, he does that thing when he goes to Coachella, and he tells this guy, he's like, make up some bands and ask people, hey, are you listening to like Tuesday tomorrow? Oh yeah, I love that band, but it's a made up band. So people are just going there, they're like
For the
just
hype.
He's
Yeah,
like,
I
"Oh,
can't do that.
He's like,
I
yeah,
can't.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
A lot of
Can't
It's like,
follow
it's
that.
like if I wear a Star Wars shirt, only because it's cool, but I haven't watched it, I can't do that. You know, it's like
You can't toss my Star Wars
You
or
like Star
Game
Wars?
of Thrones.
Game of Thrones? Because
Yeah.
we can get into Game of Thrones.
No, I like.
I'm
No,
just kidding.
you like Star Wars?
I watched all of them once
Oh,
years
cool.
ago, but I just could never get like into it.
Favorite anime?
I mean, I've only watched a few, and I'm watching like Naruto right now, and I'm sure as you can see,
Is that the
Yeah.
Akase?
Clouds.
not just not just this, the backpack,
Oh, that's sick ass
but
backpack.
even like the water bottle now has some of that. Oh, I don't
Okay,
have
so
my
can you your
keys.
backpack real quick? That's. Oh, even with I think I saw this yesterday, but I mean not yesterday, last week, but not this. Oh, this is sick.
And then
That's
dope.
I
This is
even
sick.
got a
This thing is sick. The cloud.
I even got a
Yeah.
Kakashi keychain. It's like a little toy,
Mm.
and it's just like a Kakashi keychain.
Oh, that sticker's sick.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess if I
Itachi
had
one?
to answer,
Yeah.
I would say right now it's Naruto.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I got into anime only because of Toonami.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Toonami.
saw him upload like a video the other day that had to do with like Black Lives Matter.
Oh
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. He's, yep.
That was sick.
I used to
Yeah.
watch Dragon Ball Z in Spanish on Telemundo when I was younger, so that's how I got into like
Oh.
anime and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. That
I think
Dragon
we all
Ball
did
Z
that
too.
at some
Yeah.
point.
But
Yeah.
but honestly, look, this is gonna some people are gonna be like, what the hell? But Gabe got me into Naruto, but after that, I feel like to me, I picked Naruto over Dragon Ball Z just cause I don't know, I just like it more. It's just I don't know.
I like both.
It's just
Yeah.
storyline.
They're
Actual
both really good.
interesting
And they got,
storyline.
yeah, both of them have their own stories. I'm
Yeah.
not finished with Naruto, so I can't,
Oh, I remember Go. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
With Dragon Ball, I haven't watched the newer ones, but I did watch the older ones because I had two older brothers and they were
Oh
into all
yeah.
that. But it was when I was little, so
Yeah, that's how it is.
I just remember like watching it all the time. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Honest, and then this is off topic too, but I also want to shout out also to the other businesses because you're starting your business, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna get like bigger than
Hope
it
so.
really is. And then we're gonna buy your cookies as well, and we're gonna try them on here, this week. If we have, I think we're gonna have another podcast probably on Friday. I keep forgetting
I'm gonna
that.
shout out like the road.
Yeah. But that's awesome that you're starting a business too.
Wait,
obviously
did
we
this
shouldn't-
happen before quarantine or
The business?
Yeah, the
No,
business.
no, it happened during.
That nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's dope.
I mean,
Here you guys go.
I've been baking for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I'm still practicing, because I never went to school or anything for like that for it.
Look at that.
Look
That
at
one
that.
looks fucking.
I try to also be supportive as a friend
Right.
in certain things or, be caught up with what's going on.
Mhm.
So that's why if you go to my other post, I put that like if people are like ordering cookies or like they show me proof that they're registered to vote, the top
So-
one. Yeah, like I'll give them like free cookies
Oh, nice.
and things like that because like I just want to do my best. I don't know why, but to me it's like so important about the stories that I create what I'm doing today.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Even if it sounds corny, but I just want to be able to tell my grandkids like I was doing this
Yeah.
when all this stuff was happening. It's
I
like just
mean,
think about
exactly.
everything
Dude,
we
yeah.
read in the history books
Yeah.
and all the shit that could be fake, all the shit that could be real, what the news portrays and
Right.
everything. And I just want to make sure, like I even want to volunteer to be one of those people that are like there to help people and like like usher them and like the
Mm.
Oh, no
registration
doubt.
part
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
just want to be a part of it. It's like you're literally being part of history.
Yeah, we have plans as well.
I mean, this podcast started because of quarantine.
Because
so-
quarantine.
So, like,
True.
it's
And
like-
I've been thinking about it for a while as well too, and I'm telling him like, yo, if we make something, anything, like, I want to give back as much as I can, and any way I
It's cool
can
packaging,
too.
by the way.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's I have boxes that are specifically that are eco-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
But I was realizing that I was wasting like such a big box just for like only half a dozen.
Oh,
If
okay.
only people wanted to try them.
Yeah, yeah,
So I went to Whole Foods and I saw that baking paper. It's called parchment paper,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's that thing that's wrapped in it that you
Oh,
can
sick.
bake on it.
Oh,
And I thought,
that's
well, I
dope.
can bake with them, and then after I bake with them, I
Mm.
just use the same one just to wrap it, and
Mhm.
you know.
They smell hella good too. They always smell hella good.
So, if someone ordered, let's say I give you like, oh, I want to order this. By when will I have it ready?
I usually just say as long as you give me at least a few days, just so I can know and prepare myself for it and
Right.
see if it works out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I try to be as open as I can.
And are we on Venmo, Cash App?
Pretty much
every
everything.
platform.
Like,
Yeah.
just whatever convenient for people. That's the
Mhm.
best part about having your own business is that if you want to keep people happy, you can have all these forms of like payments available.
Right.
It's
Especially
like,
now with all this technology
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Dude.
Like,
You have no idea how many times Apple Pay has saved my life.
Oh, dude.
Like
Yeah,
my
yeah,
phone,
yeah.
it's like Food Max has it, you know, Smart and Final, those stores.
I mean, especially now, like if you don't want to like touch the things, stuff like that, you go,
Especially
you know,
that.
like go to like.
Literally just.
Yeah, honestly, I think for Android users, you guys have Google Pay or something like that. But yeah, like it's, you're right, it's clutch. It really is clutch right now.
And it's not just because it's my cookies, but for some reason I want to buy into like that chocolate part there. And
Oh, that looks good. Actually, what is
Chocolate
it? M&M's, right?
M&M,
Or,
yeah.
that looks good. What do you call a thing when like people put ice cream on top of a chocolate cookie?
It's-
like you get it like it's like usually like I think it's at BJ's, the restaurant. I forgot
I
sell
know
like
they do that a lot,
Yeah.
yeah. It's funny because I've been thinking about making an ice cream cake. I've
Oh,
only
really?
done it
Oh,
once
wait,
before.
so you make cakes too?
I just, well, that's one of them. I'm still practicing a lot. If you go to the next part of it, it was like just covered in
Well, that's
chocolate.
cool. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Came out dope though.
but still, still
It's a
practicing
practice,
and
yeah.
everything.
right.
The taste though and everything, I feel like the taste and all that is good. I just have to work on my presentation. And
Yeah.
I try my best, even to post like when I make mistakes.
I mean, but you're being legit, and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're doing this less than what 6 months, 5 months, you know, like so.
yeah, it's
like-
because if you're running like your own business, you could. In a way, it does have to be about what the people want, but at the same
Right.
time, it has to be about what you want to make it. Because it's like otherwise, it's not your business. Like,
Yeah,
what's the point of
exactly.
having your own business if you can't do whatever you want?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I made all of this by myself. I worked.
That's
Took me
cool.
like a whole day just to make it.
That's
Oh
nice.
really? Nice.
Yeah,
That's
I was
cool.
doing while babysitting, and the baby, my nephew was sleeping, so I was like, I might as well work on
So
this now.
what was the what was like the thing that like all right, I'm gonna do this, like was it like one like all right, you know what, let's like I'm pretty sure you thought you were thinking about doing it, but what was like the last like all right, I'm gonna start doing it.
I actually don't even think I have an answer.
Really?
I've always loved doing it. I've
Right,
always
right.
done it.
Uh-huh.
In my Snapchat memories, everything that pops up from like years ago.
No, but I mean like what made you open like your own
The
business?
business,
Like
oh.
like what was like you know what I'm gonna start selling my own products and see how it goes.
Just because I like it, because I love it. I feel like in a way I'm taking it serious,
Right.
but at the same time I'm just like letting it happen. Like if it works out, freaking amazing, awesome, because I
Yeah.
love it.
Mm.
But at the same time, I love it so much that even if it's just a hobby, and I just get like an order here and there, I just like baking.
Right.
Baking has just become a part of like my routine, like what people build into their routines.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
going to the gym, things like that. Baking is just part of my routine now, so I just have to do it.
Nice.
When I worked at Shakel, which is this restaurant I was working in Oakland, one day the girl that bakes in the morning wasn't there, so our sous chef was really strict. She was really strict, so she's like, "Hey, you gotta make churro mix." So I made it, and I'm like, "Dude, this is gonna come out like shit. I never done this before." And she's hella strict, so she gets me nervous. She's like, "The book's there, whatever you need and stuff like that." So I'm like, and then I make the churro mix, right?
Mhm.
And usually when the girl will make it, it'll be kind of like yellowish because of the egg, and mine kind of came out a little lighter. And I'm like, "Fuck, I already fucked up." And I was like,
You
but
already know
yeah, I
it
was
was
like, but then
different.
she we put it in a bag, like the little I forgot the bag with the little thing,
The piping bag?
yeah, when you're about to like squeeze it in, what do you call it? Like you
Like when
got
you're-
you got the tip, and that makes the thing. So we did it, and we tried them out on the fryer, and then it came out good. I was surprised, like, oh, it came out
Yeah.
good, and stuff like that. But then another experience was that there's this thing called quenelle, I think, which you grab the spoon and you make like a little nice scoop and try to put it on top of the cake. So I was hella confident, and I didn't even check what the whipped cream, how old the whipped cream was. So I just did it. Next thing you know, I see a chef coming back with my cake. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. She comes back and she's like, what the fuck is this? Because the thing melted real quick because the whipped cream was really old.
Oh,
And she's like, we
shit.
do not serve shit here. I was like, fuck. Like, yeah.
Can you imagine?
And it's an upscale restaurant too, and which
You
I got
would
lucky.
feel straight
Yeah,
up like
but she
that.
made. I was like, she's like, we do not sell shit here, and I was like, fuck, I should have checked. But that's how I learned. I gotta check my dates and stuff like that.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you
Yeah.
learn.
And that's one thing I've learned for sure is like, a lot of the time since I knew like I already kind of had it down,
Uh huh.
I trusted myself enough to be doing it last minute.
Oh, okay.
And once I started getting more orders, or it's like it was a few of them piled up, and I realized how you can't be waiting last minute, I was like, yeah, I can't be doing this. I have to be prepping the day before. It's like tomorrow I have 2 orders, and I already made sure to prep for it today, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew I was going to come here, I
Mhm.
knew it would take a while, and I'm like, yeah, no, I got to prep for it.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Cake Boss by any chance?
No.
No.
I watched just Gordon Ramsay, but
Mm.
I did watch a few, but not a lot like that.
Right.
But a lot of it has always just been videos, self-taught, everything, Instagram, online.
That's dope.
That's
dope.
nice.
Yeah.
How long do your cakes usually take you to do?
To decorate it and everything, if you prep with time, I would say
Yeah.
at least a few hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people don't get that. That like if you do make a perfectly nice cake,
Yeah.
you know, you're either just so good at it and can do it so quick,
Yeah.
or if you are still practicing like me, it takes a bit longer, and they don't get like the time that it takes. You know,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
work for it and everything.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, I still see making it a little hard to do, and a
There's
number.
a lot of techniques.
Yeah, and
Like we usually like when my sister makes brownies, she usually like buys the mix and stuff like that. But she's really bad at like once it comes to like popping it up, everything just gets kind of destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. Or it
Yeah.
breaks. You know, it breaks
Right.
and stuff like that.
yeah, that's dope though. But I am Jam Family School is the business I wanted to shout out. It's Giovanna's business,
Oh yeah. I think she.
but it's a preschool pretty much. Well, not even a preschool. It's a daycare, but
Daycare.
She actually
she
gave us cool
teaches the
messages,
kids. Yeah,
That's
you know,
cool.
ABCs. You know, she's doing a
There's-
really good thing.
There's school lessons like with the
Yeah.
preschool. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So, let's see if I can find the page. So
It's
pretty much
I
it's
Am-
called iGem Family, and it's a daycare in Richmond that cares to lower income families and offers high quality and early childhood education.
yeah.
So that's pretty cool, and she's been
Yeah.
doing this for a minute. So
Oh,
shout
for a
out to
very
her.
a very long
So you
minute.
know,
And so yeah, shout outs to you for doing that. And also if anybody out there is having, you know, is trying to get back to work, but you know, obviously has a kid or whatever, you can just but yeah. And I just want to give the shout outs to her. Props to her. And also props to you with your business doing
It's a
it.
lot of work.
thanks for
Yeah.
coming in.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you.
That
coming
was a
in.
fun conversation.
Yeah.
Environment, music,
Yeah.
Yeah.
business.
Just sorry
cake,
about the
food.
internet.
It's
Oh,
alright.
Oh, dude, we had a
It
shirt start.
happens.
Yeah, we had a shirt start.
It was so bad. I'm gonna try to just, I don't know. I'm gonna figure something out to make it better, because it was
okay.
so.
But other than that, this
smooth.
was a fun one.
Yeah, this was a
I
good
honestly-
one
It
too.
happens.
And we talked about music, which I really feel like, besides Terrence, because he's a musician,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we gotta talk
didn't
about the good music, the rock
yeah,
music.
the rock music, exactly.
But
So yeah, thank you, Lori, for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
And this is pretty much the end of the Live Party Podcast, episode 6. So thank you for tuning in, guys, and we will catch you again, hopefully next Friday or Saturday. I'll let you know. That topic is still being undecided right now,
by
but
the way, guys, as you guys can see, we never start on time, so.
yeah, there's always complications, but we will get better on that. So bear with us. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys